we freaking solved it. We figured it all out. The little bird who squawks might not be able to squawk so much anymore, because the secret is out on how Nintendo leakers have been getting their information for years, and we've got to talk about it because this is an expose of fascinating nature. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Always curious how Nintendo stuff leaks a lot. Nintendo stuff leaks seemingly all the time, and people are very, very concerned with Nintendo leaks, always wanting to know more about Nintendo, and now we have busted open a humongous investigation into how a lot of this has happened, and I think it's quite illuminating. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this, and the big question today, do you think this is how Pyoro gets their information, and do you think that little bird that could won't be speaking as much anymore? So here are the details. This investigation was brought forth by 404 Media. A bunch of Nintendo leaks from 2013 to 2018 are by a Google employee. And if you think that old stuff is all that this is about, no. Tom Henderson from Insider Gaming says he knows about recent leaks that have occurred this exact same way, and it does seem like this has been a prevalent problem that has persisted at Google, because Google employees have access to YouTube's back end, and therefore they can access YouTube videos that are private and that the public cannot yet see. And this has been many sleuth speculation for a while now on how leakers were getting stuff so early. Like last week, there was a state of play for PlayStation, and the list of games leaked 18 hours before the event. How on earth did they get it? How do we get games from Nintendo's Direct when Nintendo is so darn locked down? I feel like they even zip tie their own mouths before a Direct to make sure nothing gets out there. And now we have one of the biggest answers we've ever received in the leaking space, that it's Google employees. And they're the ones, at least some of them, are responsible for many of these major leaks that we've come to know and discuss over the years. Now, apparently YouTube has been investigating this for a while now. Apparently it was tied into GTA 6, according to Tom Henderson. Pyoro still insists that he does not get his information from the YouTube backend. But you have to ask yourself, A, would he say yes if he really was? And B, is he just getting his info from somebody else who does have access to the YouTube backend? Tom Henderson from Insider Gaming goes into details on how he knows that someone sold the list from the state of play for a small 3-figure amount and then spread it around for validity. So people are getting this information and selling it. People are spreading this information, and it wouldn't be surprising if this is the way that a lot of this stuff goes around. Now, obviously, we don't believe everything comes from the YouTube backend, right? Like company plans, company dates, etc. But if, say, Nintendo uploads their Direct video a week in advance, and then the insiders are like, I feel like the Nintendo Direct is a week away, is that how they know? If there's a stealth drop planned and they can see the video, is that how they know? If a big first-party game is about to be revealed at a Sony showcase or a Nintendo Direct, is that how they know? And like I said, I don't think everything can be tied to a YouTube video, because stuff like, oh, the Switch 2 getting delayed, Nintendo didn't obviously upload a YouTube video discussing the Switch 2's delay, or internal things going on at Microsoft and Xbox regarding the business side or the Game Pass side, or, different directors or studio closures or studio layoffs. Obviously, that's not in a YouTube video. And not everything that's known about video game code names and video game DLC is in a YouTube video, but this is a humongous moment where we do find out that Google is the ones who are responsible for a chunk of it. And I don't know, that has to be so infuriating for Nintendo. They do everything they can to keep this stuff locked down. Some fans don't even like leaks. Some fans eat the leaks up. But for Nintendo themselves, it's never really a good thing. I mean, maybe there's like the rare occasion where a leak actually generates more hype for a game than it would have previously had on its own. But for the most part, it screws up marketing plans, it ruins people's preparation, it destroys things that employees, human beings, have worked on themselves for maybe dozens or even hundreds of hours in some cases. So this being responsible, it's so weird, because YouTube is almost responsible in itself because Google owns YouTube and these are Google employees. They've got to get this on lockdown. I'm sure they're trying to keep it under wraps. I'm sure they're trying to keep it on the down low. I'm sure it's embarrassing for them and they want to take care of it, but it's something that explains so much. And now that it's getting widespread public exposure, I do wonder if this brings the end of a certain era of leakage. I feel like leaks have become so prominent, so strong, so everywhere. And maybe if Google is somehow able to tie this up with a bow nicely, maybe we do actually get significantly less leaks going forward. The hard thing is this is not a system error, this is a human problem. So I don't think they can close off the YouTube backend. Maybe they can restrict who has access to it, limit it to a certain tier of employee, but people still need to have access. People that work on YouTube need to have access to YouTube to do all the YouTube things that they do. I don't know what goes on over there. They're all, mind melding, hive minding the algorithm. But somebody will still have access. Many people will still have access. And as long as they still have access, there's always the risk that you go and click. And in no way is it right. But man, is it sure tempting for those people, I'm sure. Like you're sitting there and you know the Nintendo Direct is on Nintendo's YouTube page. And you're a click away from seeing it. I wouldn't do it. I'd be way too scared of getting in trouble. I don't think it's worth the risk. I'm sure these people are fired, potentially punished even worse. If Nintendo finds out exact details of who, maybe they can go in and actually do something about it. Although I wonder how complicated it becomes because Nintendo is relinquishing that video by uploading it to YouTube. And I don't know that they can enforce an NDA on something that's already uploaded. I don't know how that works. I have no idea. But with a Nintendo Direct due later this month, we may not find out about the date. We may not know early this time what games are involved. And to me, for somebody that's already so hyped for June, I'm now even more excited because there's a good chance that this show does not leak and we just get to go in fresh with clean eyes and open ears and pounding hearts. Now, if Piero does leak it out, then either A, somebody still at Google is doing this, or B, he truly does have different sources, or C, he has telepathy. I don't know which it is, but if I had to guess right now, I feel like this next Direct is not going to have the same leakage that we've seen. I feel like this just kind of does change things. It'll be very interesting to find out. We might not know the day of the Direct until it's announced, which would be a super cool, rare thing. And in a way, like, leaks are really fun to talk about. Leaks are really exciting and interesting. But like, there's two sides of that coin. There's benefits to having the leaks, and there's benefits to having pure surprises. Even if sometimes those surprises are awful, sometimes you're still hoping for the surprise, and then you don't know that it's bad until you see that, oh, it's actually bad. But who would have thunk that Google themselves are the ones who have caused so much video game leakage across years? And they're saying back in 2013 this began. So we're talking about over a decade of video game leaks, many of which can be attributed now to YouTube back-end snoopers. They're the peeping Toms and Tims and tally-hoes of Google who are looking at the directs, the state of plays as they're uploaded. This might be a reason to, well, even if a video premieres, I think you still can access that video, because if I go set a video premiere, I can still watch that video before it premieres. They might have to live stream everything. That might be the only way. And honestly, that might be the smartest solution for these companies. Don't upload videos. Even if it's a set video, even if it's like a done video, I don't know if you know this, but you can live stream like a recorded, pre-recorded video. And I don't think if it's live streamed, there would be any way for them to access it. Plans and protocols will probably be changing at Nintendo. Google will probably be locking this down more securely than they have in the past. And will Piero squeak? Let me know your prediction in the comments down below. Will Piero be able to leak this Direct, or do you think the Nintendo Direct leakage game is over? Things have changed, time has turned, and the hourglass of our impending hope drips eternal. I don't know, that just sounded like a really cool thing to say, like something that would be at the end of a book or something. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. I love you all a lot. Until next time, SwitchForce out.